Chapter 931 Yi Feng was a spendthrift, but Long Yu was completely excited. After a while. Finally back. I almost fell asleep waiting. Seeing Lei Tianhua walking out of the space crack with a strange old man, Yi Feng also smiled and talked to himself. Young Master Yi. This is Long Yu, the second elder of Tianwu Sword Sect. Second brother. This is young Master Yi, the direct disciple of the third brother. Soon, Lei Tianhua introduced the identities of the two. Junior Yi Feng. Greetings to the second elder. When Lei Tianhua finished his introduction, Yi Feng's voice rang from the side. Good. Good. I heard from my brother that you are playing a drinking game, right? Where is the wine? I'll start tasting it now. After hearing Yi Feng's words, Long Yu also responded with a smile. Second Grand Elder. The 2 jars of fine wine are over there. You can taste a glass each and then say which one is the best. Upon hearing Long Yu's question, Yi Feng pointed directly at the 2 jars of fine wine opposite. Second brother. You got a good deal today. You know, the 5 jars of fine wine I took out this time are all the fine wines in my bottom of the box. Even I usually don't want to drink a glass. At this time, Lei Tianhua looked at Long Yu with a distressed face and said. Okay. Brother, isn't it just a glass of your fine wine? Is it necessary to be so distressed? Seeing Lei Tianhua's distressed look, Long Yu also laughed and joked. A moment later. Fuck. Fine wine. Fine wine. This wine is definitely the best wine I have ever drunk in my life. When Long Yu tasted Lei Tianhua's jar of fine wine first, he exclaimed directly, and his face showed an extremely enjoyable look. Hey! Although my second brother has not tasted Yi Feng's wine yet. But I will definitely win this first round. I don't believe that his wine is really a million-year-old green bamboo leaf wine. Seeing Long Yu's enjoyment at this time, Lei Tianhua also showed a look of winning. Fuck. What kind of wine is this? Just opening the lid and smelling the aroma of the wine, it almost took my soul away. However, when Long Yu opened the lid of Yi Feng's jar of wine, he fell directly into the rich aroma of the wine. Even before tasting it, he wanted to say that this jar of wine is definitely the best. Gudong, when Long Yu drank a cup of green bamboo fallen leaf wine, he instantly felt like he was swimming in a sea of wine. This jar of wine is better. Although I don't know which jar of wine is yours, what I want to say is that compared with this jar of wine, that jar of wine is garbage. No, it should be said that it is garbage among garbage. When Long Yu returned to reality from the ocean of wine, he directly expressed his thoughts. Bullshit. That is one of the 5 best wines in my collection. How come it becomes garbage among garbage in your mouth? I don't believe it. However, after hearing Long Yu's words, Lei Tianhua became anxious, and then rushed to Yi Feng's jar of wine, took the cup from Long Yu's hand, and poured himself a glass. A few seconds later. Fuck. This is the real wine. My second brother is right. Compared with this wine, my wine is really garbage. When Lei Tianhua tasted Yi Feng's green bamboo fallen leaf wine, he didn't look disappointed, but was extremely excited, because it was worth dying to drink such a rare wine in his lifetime. Yi Feng. I lost the first match. According to the rules of the game, my wine belongs to you now. Then, Lei Tianhua looked at Yi Feng and said. Okay. Second Grand Elder. I want to trouble you with one thing, that is, to help me take these 2 jars of fine wine to the side to water the flowers. After hearing Lei Tianhua's words, Yi Feng looked at Long Yu and expressed his thoughts. Such a peerless wine, you want to use it to water the flowers? Are you crazy, or are you crazy? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Long Yu and Lei Tianhua were shocked. They never thought that Yi Feng would use these 2 jars of fine wine to water the flowers. Yi Feng. Brother's jar of rubbish wine, water the flowers. But your jar of fine wine, that is a peerless wine, how can it be used to water the flowers? That is simply a waste of heaven's gift. After recovering from his shock, Long Yu looked at Yi Feng seriously and persuaded him. Second Grand Elder. I won't let you help me for nothing. After the matter is done, I will give you a jar of green bamboo leaf wine that is 1,000,000 years old, which is the kind of fine wine you just drank. After hearing Long Yu's persuasion, Yi Feng said this with a nonchalant look on his face. Ha ha ha. I walk, I pour. I don't worry when the broken wine is poured. Hey! Just pour, just play. After hearing Yi Feng's words, Long Yu said nothing, carried 2 wine jars on his shoulders and walked to the small garden on the side, and then poured wine while talking, feeling so happy. Compete with me in fine wine. Then I lose, and you pour my fine wine? Although my fine wine is garbage compared to your peerless wine, it is also a rare fine wine. Also, the second brother is here to taste wine. How come he can get such a jar of peerless wine, just by pouring wine? This is so unfair to me. Lei Tianhua, who was standing aside, was almost heartbroken after seeing this scene. After a while. Second Elder of the Supreme Elders. Next, you can taste the quality of our fine wine. When Long Yu poured out the 2 jars of fine wine, Yi Feng pointed to another group of fine wines that needed to be competed and said, This jar of fine wine wins. Yi Feng, if I'm not mistaken, this jar of fine wine is also yours. After Long Yu tasted this group of fine wines, he pointed to a jar of fine wine and asked Yi Feng. That's right. That jar of fine wine is Qingchen Tianqing, which is 1,000,000 years old. Hearing Long Yu's question, Yi Feng nodded and responded with a smile. What? Qingchen Tianqing? Is it one of the top 10 fine wines in the Chaos Realm? I don't believe it. Lei Tianhua, who was standing by, heard this and walked towards Yi Feng's jar of wine with an unbelieving look. Hey! Although I don't know if it's Qingchen Tianqing, but this wine is really 1,000 times stronger than the wine I treasure. After Lei Tianhua tasted it, a helpless look appeared on his face. Yi Feng. You won this competition. My jar of wine is also yours. But I hope you don't. Before Lei Tianhua finished speaking, Long Yu's excited voice suddenly sounded from the side. Chapter 932 Brother, are you still a human being? Yi Feng. Are these 2 jars of wine also going to be used to water the flowers? At this time, Long Yu interrupted Lei Tianhua's words, and then looked at Yi Feng with excitement and asked. Is the second brother crazy? Is he addicted to watering flowers? Even if you can get a jar of the best wine as hard work fee later, you can't be so shameless, this is a waste of money. Hearing Long Yu's words, Lei Tian was so angry that his whole body trembled. After all, among the 2 jars of wine, there was a jar of wine he treasured. Second Elder. Don't ask this kind of question next time. Pour it directly. Hearing Long Yu's question, Yi Feng also answered with a smile. Yi Feng. You are being too wasteful. Even if you have a lot of fine wine, you can't waste it like this. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Lei Tianhua on the side finally couldn't stand it anymore and started to persuade him directly. Grand Elder. If you help me pour it, I will also give you a jar of peerless wine as a reward for your hard work. However, there are only so many bottles of wine, so who will pour it, you have to discuss with the second elder of the Grand Elder. Of course, if you feel that I am too wasteful, I can also not do this. Before Yi Feng finished speaking, Lei Tianhua shouted with sparkling eyes, Yi Feng, you are really too loving. These flowers and plants have been experiencing wind and sun for thousands of years. It is indeed time to reward them. Huh? What do you mean? Is the big brother going to steal my job? Hearing this, Long Yu on the side became nervous. After all, the wine is limited and there is not enough for 2 people to do it. Big brother. As the big brother, I can't bear to let you do this kind of dirty and tiring work. So, leave it all to the second brother. Then, Long Yu looked at Lei Tianhua and expressed his thoughts. Peng, just after he finished speaking, Long Yu found that Lei Tianhua on the opposite side suddenly disappeared from the spot, and then his eyes went black and he fainted on the ground. Second brother. As the eldest brother. How can I bear to see you do such a dirty and tiring job? So, leave it to the eldest brother. And you, just sleep comfortably here. Looking at Long Yu, who was knocked unconscious by his palm knife, Lei Tianhua also talked to himself excitedly. Too touching. The great elder and the second great elder did not want the other to do this dirty and tiring job. And the great elder showed this brotherhood to the fullest in the form of a palm knife, which really made people burst into tears. Yi Feng, who was not far away, saw this scene and shook his head and smiled bitterly and talked to himself. A moment later. Grand Elder. We haven't competed for the 3rd set of wine yet. Seeing that Lei Tianhua had just poured out the 2 jars of wine and was about to pour out the next 2 jars of wine, Yi Feng asked directly. What the hell are you competing for? No need to compete, I know your wine is definitely better than mine. In that case, why should we waste time? Hearing Yi Feng's question, Lei Tianhua also explained, and at the same time thought to himself, if this is delayed for a while, my second brother will wake up. Huh? Why do I feel that the great and second great elders are both gifted at squandering? Even, they are much better than Lin Chongfeng in accepting squandering. Or, I'll just teach them the way of squandering. Looking at Lei Tianhua, who was pouring wine and watering the flowers, and looking at Long Yu, who was unconscious on the ground, Yi Feng had an idea in his mind. Ding! Congratulations to the host for triggering the squandering behavior. Reward Chaos Heaven Mending Stone Fragment *1. As Lei Tianhua poured all the wine into the small garden, the system's reward prompt sounded in Yi Feng's mind. Not bad. I was rewarded with another Chaos Heaven Mending Stone Fragment. Then I already have 4 Chaos Heaven Mending Stone Fragments now. If this is the case, it shouldn't take long to get 100 Chaos Heaven Mending Stone Fragments. After hearing the system's reward prompt sound, Yi Feng also smiled and talked to himself. Big brother. Are you still a human being? You actually did such a cruel thing to me just for that little hard work fee. You really made me so sad. At this time, Long Yu also woke up slowly, but when he saw that the remaining 3 groups of fine wine had all been poured out by Lei Tianhua, he immediately shouted in a state of collapse. Second brother. Don't cry. I will give you 1/3 of every jar of peerless wine in the future. Hearing Long Yu's shout, Lei Tianhua also smiled and comforted him. Huh? Big brother, are you telling the truth? Hearing this, Long Yu looked at Lei Tianhua excitedly to confirm. Fake. Ha ha ha. I'm just kidding. Seeing Long Yu's excited expression, Lei Tianhua also responded with a big laugh. Oh my god. How long have these 2 old men lived? They are still so childish? Looking at the 2 people chasing and playing, Yi Feng's face was instantly filled with black lines. 2 supreme elders. Do you want to have countless chaos spirit crystals? Do you want to have endless peerless wine? Do you want to have endless natural treasures? When the 2 finally calmed down, Yi Feng looked at them seriously and asked. Hearing Yi Feng's question, especially noticing Yi Feng's serious look, Lei Tianhua and Long Yu looked at each other and responded seriously, I want to. Then embark on the path of squandering. As long as you keep squandering, I will continuously give you all kinds of natural treasures and endless chaos crystals. I know it's hard for you to believe me. So, you should contact Lin Chongfeng first, he will tell you something about me. Then, let's continue talking. After hearing the two's answers, Yifeng smiled and said to them. On the other side. Who's here? Lin Changfeng, who was changing into his 88th set of Taoist robes, saw a space crack suddenly appear on the side, and he also muttered to himself with a puzzled look on his face. Huh? Big brother? Second brother? Why are you here? When Lin Changfeng saw Lei Tianhua and Long Yu walking out of the space crack, he also asked with surprise. Chapter 933 Yi Xiaojiao vs Lei Tianhua. The true meaning of thorny. Third brother. Who is your direct disciple? Why does he have so many good things in his hands? Hearing Lin Changfeng's question, Lei Tianhua directly explained his purpose. Big brother, second brother, have you seen my direct disciple? And, do you know that he has a lot of good things in his hands? Hearing Lei Tianhua's words, Lin Changfeng was directly stunned. Third brother. More than that. We were deeply hurt by your disciple. At this point, Lei Tianhua described the previous experience in detail. What? You competed with him in drinking wine? That's courting death, isn't it? Even if it's the fine wine he usually uses to rinse his mouth, it's 100 times better than the fine wine he collects. Brother, you're really brave. After hearing what Lei Tianhua said, Lin Changfeng also raised a thumb with an amazed look on his face. Third brother. Don't tease me here. Tell me quickly, who is he? Hearing what Lin Changfeng said, Lei Tianhua also said with a wry smile. Big brother. Since he asked you to ask me, I will tell you the truth. In fact, he is not my direct disciple at all, that is just an identity to cover up the truth. His real identity is the leader of the prodigal family. And he not only has countless natural treasures and chaos crystals, but also has guardians who are powerful beyond imagination. By the way, even if he is only at the peak of the 9th level of the Tao King realm now, it would only take a blink of an eye to wipe us out, because he has an extremely terrifying destructive force. At this time, Lin Changfeng also said some of Yifeng's situation with a serious face. Hiss. Hearing this, Lei Tianhua and Long Yu took a breath of cold air. They really didn't expect that Yifeng was such a terrifying person. While the two were shocked, Lin Changfeng also told them about how he became the named elder of the prodigal sect and about Yi Xiaojiao. Third brother. You said that you're second brother and I can also become the named elders of the prodigal sect. We also want to follow Master Yi. Also, is that Yi Xiaojiao really as strong as you said? To be honest, I really want to spar with him. After understanding all the situations, Lei Tianhua directly expressed his thoughts. Big brother. Second brother. If you want to become the named elder of the prodigal sect, first of all, you have to be a prodigal. Just like this time when I came back, Master Yi directly gave me hundreds of millions of designated space portals and random space portals. And in order to defeat these portals, I am almost pissing off the sect master to death. As for sparring with Master Xiaojiao, I suggest you give up this idea as soon as possible, otherwise, you will definitely. Before Lin Changfeng finished speaking, a terrifying aura instantly enveloped the entire courtyard, and then a space crack appeared in the sight of the three people. Lei Tianhua, right. Since you want to challenge me, I'll give you this opportunity. Then, Yi Xiaojiao's playful voice came out from the space crack. It's over. Brother, you're really in trouble this time. However, I remember Master Xiaojiao said that even he would feel a little tricky when facing the 9 Tribulations Chaos Ancestor, so you should still have the strength to fight. Seeing Yi Xiaojiao coming out of the space crack, Lin Changfeng also reminded Lei Tianhua with a wry smile. Really? Did he really say that facing the 9 Tribulations Chaos Ancestor would feel a little tricky? After hearing what Lin Changfeng said, Lei Tianhua's eyes lit up, and then he looked at Yi Xiaojiao with confidence. Master Xiaojiao. Then shall we start right now? Then, Lei Tianhua looked at Yi Xiaojiao and asked provocatively. It seems that you are very confident in your own strength. Then let's fight in another place, otherwise, it will directly destroy this place. Seeing Lei Tianhua's provocative eyes, Yi Xiaojiao also became interested instantly. Swish! Swish! Soon, Yi Xiaojiao and Lei Tianhua flew into the sky and disappeared from the sight of Lin Chongfeng and Long Yu. Second brother. How many moves can the eldest brother last? After the two left, Lin Chongfeng looked at Long Yu and asked. It's hard to say. That little foot man gives me an extremely dangerous feeling. If it were me, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to survive even a single move in his hands. However, I'm only the 7 tribulations chaos ancestor, and my brother is the 9 tribulations chaos ancestor. And that person also said that it would be very difficult to deal with the 9 tribulations chaos ancestor. I think the battle should be very intense, and my brother should be able to hold out for more than 100 moves. Hearing Lin Chongfeng's question, Long Yu also expressed his own opinion. An hour later. Back. They are finally back. I have to say it, my brother is really strong. He can hold out for so long in the hands of little foot man. After sensing the breath of the two, Lin Chongfeng also said excitedly. After all, he has personally experienced the power of Yi Xiaojiao, so he is really excited to see his brother hold out for so long in the hands of the other party. That's right. He is our big brother, so he must be strong. After hearing Lin Chongfeng's words, Long Yu also smiled and said. Little lazy. I am satisfied with this competition. However, you have to continue to work hard on your training. I hope that next time, you can become stronger than you are now, because only in this way can you bring me a greater threat. After returning to the courtyard, Yi Xiaojiao said this first, and then broke through the space and left here directly. Brother! Why did your face turn into a pig head? When Yi Xiaojiao left, Long Yu looked at Lei Tianhua's pig head face with a shocked face and exclaimed. Something is wrong. Back then, Master Bound Foot also used his big stinky feet to kick my face into a pig's head. And Big Brother's face has also become a pig's head now, so the battle they have been holding on for an hour is likely to be a one-sided abuse, rather than a fierce battle of equal strength. Lin Chongfeng, who was standing aside, became uneasy instantly after seeing this scene, and then looked at Lei Tianhua and asked, Big Brother, when Master Bound Foot felt it was difficult, how many moves did you hold on? Difficult. What he meant by difficult was that he couldn't kill me in one move, but needed a second move to wipe me out. And if I want to resist his move, I not only have to try my best, but also use all the auxiliary pills, defensive Taoist tools, etc. It can be said that blocking his move will directly make me penniless. So, I feel that he may have some misunderstanding about the word difficult. Hearing Lin Chongfeng's question, Lei Tianhua cried with a face full of grievance. Chapter 934, The 3 Supreme Elders are ruining the family together, and the sect leader Xing Changhe is crazy. What? What he said about difficult means that he can't kill you in one move. What is difficult? Hearing Lei Tianhua's cry, Long Yu and Lin Chongfeng on the side were shocked. They never thought that the difficult thing that Yi Xiaojiao said would actually mean this. Brother! So you fought for a whole hour, but it was not a battle of equal strength, but a one-sided abuse? After being shocked, Lin Chongfeng looked at Lei Tianhua and asked. Yes. He made me penniless with one move. Then, for the rest of the time, he kept kicking my face with his big stinky feet. And, if he was afraid that young Master Yi would get impatient, he would have kicked me for at least 3 hours. Hearing Lin Chongfeng's words, Lei Tianhua cried again, with a face full of grievance. Looking at Lei Tianhua, who was so aggrieved that he exploded, Long Yu and Lin Chongfeng on the side also showed a bitter smile, because, in this situation, they didn't know how to comfort their big brother. Big brother! Don't be sad. Although you were abused by Master Bound Foot, you still have another opportunity. As long as you can hold on to young Master Ye's thigh, you will definitely become 10 or 100 times stronger than now. Even reaching the level of Master Bound Foot is not without hope. Then, Lin Chongfeng thought of something and looked directly at Lei Tianhua and comforted him. Yes. As long as you can hold on to Master Ye's thigh, you will definitely have a chance to soar to the sky. Hearing Lin Chongfeng's words, Lei Tianhua was no longer uncomfortable. Third brother. The sect master contacted me before, and he said you were crazy and asked me to take care of you. Is it because you are constantly using the designated space portal? At this time, Lei Tianhua also thought of what the sect master said when he contacted him before, and then looked at Lin Chongfeng and asked. Yes. It's because of this that the sect master is almost mad at me. Hearing Lei Tianhua's question, Lin Chongfeng shrugged helplessly, and then responded. Third brother. With hundreds of millions of designated space portals and random space portals, if you rely on yourself, how long will it take to defeat? It just so happens that you're second brother and I need to show our ability to lose money in front of Yi Xiao, otherwise, the two of us will defeat together with you. However, we can't just defeat the designated space portal. It just so happens that I still have some good wine in my hand. Otherwise, let's teleport over and use the good wine to give the sect master a bath. Thinking of the 4 jars of good wine he got from Yi Feng, Lei Tianhua also gritted his teeth and directly expressed his thoughts. What? Brother, those 4 jars of fine wine are truly the best. Not only are they among the top 10 fine wines in the Chaos Realm, but they are also incredibly old, millions of years old. Even if we want to show our ability to squander money, we don't need to take advantage of those fine wines. Hearing what Lei Tianhua said, Long Yu on the side immediately became anxious. Second brother. Why are you so confused? You don't think that Master Yi only has these few jars of peerless wine, do you? I tell you, as long as we can get Master Yi's approval, we will never lack these peerless wines in the future. You can even use these peerless wines to soak your feet in the future. Hearing Long Yu's words, Lei Tianhua was also angry and helpless to remind him. Main Peak, Tianjian Hall. When will the Grand Elder come over? If he doesn't come over, I will be pissed off to death by the Grand Third Elder. No one is as wasteful as him. At this time, Jing Changhe, who was standing in the hall, was tense because he didn't know when and where Lin Chongfeng would suddenly appear and ask him a question like, does this Taoist robe look good? Fuck. What's going on? What the hell is going on? How did one space crack become 3? At this moment, 3 space cracks suddenly appeared from 3 directions of the hall, and seeing this weird scene, Jing Changhe was stunned. Master. I'm coming. When Lei Tianhua walked out of the space crack, he looked at Jing Changhe, who was confused and laughed. Grand Elder. Why are you 3 here together? Looking at the 3 Grand Elders who walked out of the space crack, Jing Changhe also asked in a confused voice. The second Grand Elder, and I just went to find the 3rd Grand Elder. Then I remembered that you asked me to come over before. No, we are here together. Hearing Jing Changhe's question, Lei Tianhua also explained with a smile. You went to find the 3 Supreme Elders? That means you were together before? Then why did you use a designated space portal separately? Hearing Lei Tianhua's words, Jing Changhe suddenly felt that his brain was a little confused. Just when Jing Changhe was stunned, Lei Tianhua directly signaled to Long Yu and Lin Chongfeng beside him, and then the 3 of them rushed directly to Jing Changhe, and then each took out a jar of fine wine and poured it all on Jing Changhe. Second brother. Third brother. Run, the sect leader will be furious soon. Looking at Jing Changhe, who had become a drowned chicken, Lei Tianhua also shouted, and then the 3 of them activated a designated space portal each and quickly fled the hall. What's going on? The three Supreme Elders wasted 3 designated space portals to come here, just to play with me with wine? Then, he ran away after pouring the water. Even running away would waste 3 designated space portals? Is this life possible? Zheng Changhe, who had recovered from his shock, was going crazy at this moment. He didn't expect that the 2 Supreme Elders, Lei Tianhua and Long Yu, would go crazy with Lin Changfeng. Huh? What kind of wine is this? What a nice smell. At this moment, Zheng Changhe finally noticed the strong smell of wine on his body, and then licked the wine on his lips with his tongue, and shouted in a collapsed expression, "Fuck. I have never drunk such good wine in my life, but they actually used such top-grade wine to shower me." On the other side, Xiaojiao. What are Xiaolei and Xiaolong doing? Why haven't they come back yet? Noticing that Lei Tianhua and Long Yu had not come back yet, Yifeng also asked Yi Xiaojiao, who was standing behind him and massaging him. "My lord. The 3 of them are busy squandering money now. It's just that they are having fun, but it's a bit hard for the leader of the Tianwu sword sect." Hearing Yifeng's question, Yi Xiaojiao also smiled and explained. Chapter 935 Fuck. Is that Black Whirlwind Li Kuei? Busy squandering money? And making the Tianwu sword sect's leader suffer? What's the matter with the small feet? Hearing this, Yifeng also became interested, and then hurriedly asked. A moment later. A piece of Huahua designated space portal. And they used the wine I gave them as hard work fee to give the leader a shower. They are really good at having fun. After listening to what Yi Xiaojiao said, Yifeng couldn't help laughing. He really didn't expect that Lei Tianhua and Long Yu would be willing to lose those jars of peerless wine. That's it. Since they're already playing, I won't wait for them here. It's time to find my direct disciple. Thinking of this, Yifeng followed the prompts on the small map and continued to walk forward. Tianwu Sword Sect, Core Disciple Training Ground. Senior Brother Zhu is really too strong. You are worthy of being the direct disciple of the sect master, the future successor of the sect master. Yes. Senior Brother Zhu really has strength, looks, and body. When Yifeng came to the Core Disciple Training Ground according to the prompts on the small map, he heard all kinds of exclamations suddenly sounded around him. Fuck. Is that Black Whirlwind Li Kuei? Seeing the big black fat man holding 2 axes on the ring, Yifeng couldn't help but exclaimed. Dark and strong. Could he be my 9th direct disciple? Thinking of this, Yifeng checked the small map. When he confirmed that the other party was the red dot on the map, a bitter smile appeared on his face, and then he muttered to himself, "It seems that he should be the ugliest among the 10 direct disciples I have accepted. No, the one who looks the most sturdy. My lord. How do you want to approach him?" At this time, Yi Xiaojiao, who was standing aside, also asked, curiously. Of course, I approached him in a way that was wasteful. Let me see what he likes the most. After that, Yifeng gave the system an order. System, consume 1 opportunity to use the peeping heavenly secrets function to check if this Li Kuei, no, this Zhu Wuming has anything he likes. Ding. Host, you old fool, now the system has been completely unblocked, and the peeping heavenly secrets function has no more uses, so in the future you can directly use the peeping heavenly secrets function. Function, not to mention, consuming the opportunity to spy on the secrets of heaven. Ding. Using the spying on the secrets of heaven function, Zhu Wuming was born with supernatural power. The physical technique he practiced was also a forbidden physical technique in the Chaos Realm. It was extremely difficult to practice, and he was the 3rd person to successfully practice this technique after it was created. However, although this technique is powerful, it has a fatal flaw, that is, every time it is used, it will consume a certain amount of life. Therefore, What he needs most is the treasures or elixirs that can increase his lifespan. As Yifeng's voice fell, the voice of the system rang in his mind. Oh. Treasures or elixirs that increase lifespan? After knowing this situation, Yifeng nodded, and then said again, System, use the opportunity of peeping into the secrets of heaven to check what methods can be used to solve the fatal flaws of this forbidden physical technique. Ding. Host, as long as this forbidden physical technique is improved, this problem can be solved, and this forbidden physical technique has the potential to be improved again. Soon, the system's voice sounded again. Very good. It's fine as long as it can be solved. I don't want my direct disciple to fight with a bunch of elixirs that can increase lifespan every day in the future. After knowing the solution, Yifeng also laughed. Ding. Host, should his forbidden physical technique be improved and improved now? At this time, the system's voice sounded again. No hurry. Let's talk about this later. The main task now is to abduct this Li Kuei. No, this Zhu Wuming. Hearing the system's inquiry, Yifeng also directly refused. On the other side. Hey. It's boring. It's really boring. As my strength gets stronger, no one in the younger generation of the entire sect can fight with me. This feeling of invincibility and loneliness is really boring. At this time, Zhu Wuming, who was standing on the ring, also talked to himself in a very Versailles way. Huh. Who are those two people? Why haven't I seen them in the sect? Also, that barefoot bald guy actually gave me an extremely dangerous feeling. Could he be the ancestor of chaos? At this moment, Zhu Wuming noticed Yifeng and Yi Xiaojiao in the crowd, and also sensed an extremely strong sense of crisis in Yi Xiaojiao, which made him guess that the other party was very likely to be an ancestor of chaos. As for how many calamities of the ancestor of chaos, he couldn't confirm it. After all, his cultivation was only at the peak of the 9th level of the Dao God realm, and he had not yet set foot in that supreme realm. Dao 2 realm, Dao Master realm, Dao King realm, Dao Emperor realm, Dao Saint realm, Dao Zun realm, Dao God realm, ancestor of chaos. What does that young man mean by hooking his finger at me? At this moment, Zhu Wuming saw Yifeng in the crowd hooking his finger at him, and then walked away with the barefoot bald guy beside him, and driven by curiosity, he also walked off the ring and chased in the direction where Yifeng left. You too. You are not from the sect, are you? When Zhu Wuming caught up with the two, he looked at Yifeng and asked directly. Let's get acquainted. My name is Yifeng, and I am the new disciple of the third elder. Hearing Zhu Wuming's question, Yifeng also introduced himself with a smile, and directly took out the token that Lin Chongfeng gave him. Huh? It really is the exclusive token of the third elder. However, the third elder hates to accept disciples the most. Why did he suddenly accept a disciple? Seeing the token in Yifeng's hand, Zhu Wuming also revealed a hint of doubt. Brother Yi. Based on my understanding of the third elder of the supreme elders, he doesn't seem to like to accept disciples. Then how did you become his direct disciple? Afterwards, Zhu Wuming looked at Yifeng with a curious look and asked. What should I say? I originally refused this matter. But I couldn't resist the third elder of the supreme elders pleading, so I finally agreed with reluctance. Hearing Zhu Wuming's question, Yifeng also pondered for a while, and then answered seriously. Chapter 936, Brother Yi, we can't be so wasteful. What? The third elder of the supreme elders begged you bitterly? Then, you still agreed with reluctance? Brother Yi, are you sure you didn't say the opposite? Hearing Yifeng's words, Zhu Wuming also asked with an unbelievable look on his face. Brother Zhu. Of course I didn't say the opposite. This is the fact. Why, is it hard for you to believe? Seeing Zhu Wuming's big reaction, Yifeng also smiled and asked back. Brother Yi. This is really hard for me to believe. I wonder if Brother Yi can tell me what you are good at that made the third elder beg you to be his disciple. At this time, Zhu Wuming asked again with a curious look. Rich. Very rich. Very rich. Hearing Zhu Wuming's words, Yi Feng also answered with confidence. Rich? Even if you are rich, can you be as rich as the third elder? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Zhu Wuming's eyes flashed with disdain. After all, in his opinion, the third elder is not only powerful in cultivation, but also has lived for a long time. Therefore, no matter how you compare, in terms of wealth, he will not lose to Yi Feng, a young boy. Brother Zhu. I suddenly came to you, don't you want to know what I want to do with you? At this time, Yi Feng's voice sounded from the side. What can you do with me? Isn't it just to get to know each other? Hearing Yi Feng's strange question, Zhu Wuming also revealed a hint of doubt. Brother Yi. What do you want to talk to me about? Although he didn't understand, Zhu Wuming still asked casually. Brother Zhu. I feel that we are destined to be together. So, I want to accept you as my personal disciple. Hearing Zhu Wuming's question, Yi Feng also directly explained his purpose. You are the personal disciple of the third elder of the Supreme Elder. I am the personal disciple of the sect master, then, you want to accept me as your personal disciple now? Are you crazy, or are you crazy? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Zhu Wuming was completely dumbfounded. He really didn't expect that Yi Feng would say such a thing. Brother Yi. Are you kidding me? After being shocked, Zhu Wuming looked at Yi Feng with an unhappy expression and questioned him. Brother Zhu. I never joke. Of course, I won't force others to do something they don't want to do. So, if you don't want to, then just ignore what I said. Seeing that Zhu Wuming was already a little angry, Yi Feng also smiled and expressed his thoughts. Okay. Then I'll tell you now, I don't want to do this. Also, don't say that I look down on you. With your cultivation at the peak of the 9th level of the Dao King realm, why can you be my master? At this time, Zhu Wuming also looked at Yi Feng with disdain and said coldly. Brother Zhu. You are wrong. Although my cultivation is not as good as yours, I am rich. After hearing what Zhu Wuming said, Yi Feng looked at him with a playful look and said aloud. Ha ha ha. Don't say such ridiculous things like you are rich. Even if you are rich, how much money can you have? Don't even think about being better than the 3 great elders. Even if it's me, my personal wealth is beyond your reach. Just when Zhu Wuming was about to mock him again, he saw Yi Feng suddenly take out a magical herb. After recognizing the magical herb, he held back the rest of his words. Blue Shadow Void Grass. It's actually the Blue Shadow Void Grass that can increase lifespan. Brother Yi. How come you have this rare magical herb in your hand? At this time, Zhu Wuming also looked at Yi Feng with an unbelievable look and asked. Oh. Brother Zhu actually recognized this herb? You know, this Blue Shadow Void Grass is very rare. After hearing Zhu Wuming's words, Yi Feng also pretended to be surprised and asked. Brother Yi. Because of some special reasons, whether it is the extinct ancient magical herb or various rare magical herbs, as long as it can increase lifespan, I recognize them all. And, I also recognize all the elixirs that can increase lifespan. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Zhu Wuming immediately explained. Brother Yi. I have an unwelcome request. I want to buy the blue shadow grass in your hand. I wonder if Brother Yi can sell it too. Whoosh. Before Zhu Wuming could say the word I at the end, Yi Feng added a layer of chaos power to the blue shadow grass in his hand, and then threw it out as a hidden weapon. Bang, with a muffled sound, a pit appeared on the trunk of a big tree not far away, and the blue shadow grass turned into a pile of fragments, and with a breeze, it dissipated directly between heaven and earth. What? What are you doing? Using the rare blue shadow grass as a hidden weapon? When Zhu Wuming saw this scene, he was dumbfounded. You know, he hasn't found any natural treasures or elixirs that can increase his lifespan for a long time. As a result, he finally saw a magical grass that can increase his lifespan, but it was destroyed by others as a hidden weapon in front of his eyes. He really couldn't bear this kind of blow. Oh. How can it be hit off the mark? I wanted to hit the tree next to it. At this moment, Yifeng's slightly disappointed voice sounded from the side. You just destroyed a priceless magical grass. As a result, instead of feeling sorry, you are annoyed that you hit it off the mark. Are you still a human being? After hearing this, Zhu Wuming wanted to kill Yifeng with a knife. Xiaojiao. Go to the 2 big trees next to each other and mark 5 dots on each. This time I want to shoot 10 times in a row. I don't believe that my accuracy is that bad. At this moment, Yifeng directly gave an order to Yi Xiaojiao, and at the same time, he took out 10 blue shadow grasses from the system space. Seeing Yifeng take out 10 more blue shadow grasses, Zhu Wuming's eyes almost popped out of his head in shock. He really didn't expect that Yifeng still had blue shadow grasses in his hand, and he took out 10 at a time. But soon, he panicked. Because he saw that Yifeng was actually going to throw out 10 blue shadow grasses as hidden weapons this time. Brother Yi. No, Brother Yi. This blue shadow grass is extremely precious. We can't be so wasteful. If you want to play, I have other magic herbs in my hand. You can play with them as you like, but can we not use blue shadow grass as a hidden weapon? Then, Zhu Wuming rushed directly in front of Yifeng and quickly persuaded him. Chapter 937. In this case, the leader of the Tianwu sword sect is quite miserable. Look down on me. Brother Zhu. Do you look down on me? Hearing Zhu Wuming's persuasion, Yifeng pretended to be angry and asked back. When did I look down on you? Just based on these 10 blue shadow grasses, I have to look up to you. How dare I look down on you? Hearing Yifeng's question, Zhu Wuming was completely dumbfounded. He didn't understand why he looked down on the other party just because he persuaded him. Brother Yi. What do you mean by this? I don't quite understand. Then, Zhu Wuming looked at Yifeng and asked. Brother Zhu. It's just some broken grass. What's wrong with me using it as a hidden weapon? Do you think I can't afford these broken grasses? Hearing Zhu Wuming's question, Yifeng also said the reason why he was angry. Huh? Broken grass? You can't afford it? What the hell is this? Is this what I just said? After hearing what Yifeng said, Zhu Wuming felt like he was going crazy. He even suspected that Yifeng's brain was a bit wrong. Brother Yi. That's not what I meant. What I meant is that even if you have more blue shadow grass, it's too bad to use it as a hidden weapon. Before Zhu Wuming finished speaking, Yifeng directly took out hundreds of thousands of blue shadow grasses, and when he saw the pile of blue shadow grass in front of him, Zhu Wuming was stunned. Brother Zhu. Is there a problem with me using blue shadow grass as a hidden weapon? Looking at Zhu Wuming, who was already stunned, Yifeng also asked with a playful look. No, no problem. Brother Yi. Go on, go on. Hearing Yifeng's question, Zhu Wuming responded with a dull expression. It's terrible. Now I finally understand what Brother Yi meant by rich, very rich, and extremely rich. So, he is really rich. Moreover, the wealth he has is far beyond our imagination. Compared with him, we are simply poor. Zhu Wuming, who had recovered from his shock, muttered to himself with an unbelievable look. Since it's out, let's play it all. But if I'm alone, it might be a bit tiring. Having said this, Yifeng looked at Zhu Wuming on the side. Brother Yi. Play is play, joke is joke, don't joke with my heart. You may not react if you play like this, but if I waste the blue shadow grass like this, I will be heartbroken. Hearing Yifeng's words, especially noticing that Yifeng was looking at him, Zhu Wuming trembled all over, and then he was the first to speak out and refuse. Is that so? Then forget it. I was thinking, if you help me defeat it, I will give you 1 blue shadow void grass for every 100 defeated, and I will give you 10 for every 1,000 defeated. By the way, it seems that all of my blue shadow void grass are 100,000 years old. After hearing Zhu Wuming's words, Yifeng pretended to be regretful and said, Rocking chair, flower umbrella, small stone table? Why does this guy have these things? Just after he finished speaking, Yifeng noticed that Zhu Wuming beside him suddenly took out these things from the chaos ring, which made him stunned. Brother Yi. It's scorching hot, come and rest quickly. I have prepared parasols, fine wine, fruits, and other things for you. Next, you will see me swishing like crazy. At this time, Zhu Wuming, who had prepared everything, also looked at Yifeng with a flattering face and said, 100,000 years of blue shadow grass. Give me one if you lose 100 plants. Isn't this a good thing? After speaking, Zhu Wuming also murmured to himself with excitement. He really didn't expect that he could encounter such a good thing. Brother Zhu, can you accept it again? What if you feel bad when you lose money later? Seeing Zhu Wuming take the bait, Yifeng also grinned, but still asked a question. Brother Yi. As long as I can help you, even if my heart aches, I will not flinch and face it bravely. Hearing Yifeng's question, Zhu Wuming also made up a story seriously, and secretly said in his heart, I didn't know there was a reward before, so helping you to lose money was a torture for me, but now there is a reward, so helping you to lose money is a kind of work. As long as I can get the hard work I deserve, then what can I feel bad about losing those things that belong to you? Different situations will change people's mentality. And Zhu Wuming's change of mentality also shows this situation vividly. Xiaojiao. What do you think of this kid? Lying on a comfortable rocking chair, after drinking a sip of fine wine, Yifeng also asked Yi Xiaojiao, beside him. My lord. Do you want to hear my opinion of this kid, or do you want to hear about a situation I am concerned about now? Hearing Yifeng's question, Yi Xiaojiao said this. What is the situation you are concerned about now? Tell me about it. Hearing this, Yifeng also became interested and then asked. My lord. Actually, I am quite concerned about the leader of the Tianwu sword sect. There are several main reasons. First, Xiao Lei, Xiao Long, and Xiao Lin are targeting him and spending money like crazy. It can be said that he is almost pissed off now. Second, Zhu Wuming will have an idea in a while, that is, it is better to share happiness with others than to enjoy it alone. In other words, he will go to the leader of the Tianwu sword sect, that is, his master, to help him get rid of the magic grass hidden weapon. He wants to share this happiness with his master. After all, there is a reward. From this, it can be seen that he is quite good to his master. He really doesn't forget his master when there is good news. Third, the leader of the Tianwu sword sect, who knows nothing, was first tortured by this group of people, and then the 3 great elders of the sect were poached by you, and his own disciples were abducted by you. At that time, how devastated he must be. Hearing Yifeng's inquiry, Yi Xiaojiao also told the situation he was concerned about. Fuck. If that's the case, then the leader of the Tianwu sword sect is in a very bad situation. But you can't blame me for this, after all, they are the ones who are eager to go with me. Wait a minute. At this point, Yifeng suddenly thought of something, and then looked at Yi Xiaojiao and asked directly, Xiaojiao, how do you know that Zhu Wuming will go to his master for help later? Chapter 938 Death is Inevitable, Yi Xiaojiao starts the road to death. This, that. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Yi Xiaojiao panicked and didn't know how to answer for a while. My lord. Actually, this situation was told to me by Sister Xiaogua. And now, she is watching the fun in the dark. Finally, Yi Xiaojiao also honestly told the reason. Xiaojiao. You are a big liar. You promised not to betray me, but you sold me out. As Yi Xiaojiao finished speaking, Yi Xiaogua's angry voice came from the air. Xiaogua. Greetings, my lord. When Yi Xiaogua came to Yi Feng, he immediately knelt on one knee, and then shouted respectfully. Xiaogua. Since you are here, just come out openly. Why do you want to join in the fun in the dark? Also, it's just such a small matter, do you have to be so angry? Looking at Yi Xiaogua in front of him, Yi Feng also asked with a puzzled look on his face. Is it that I don't want to come out? Is it that I don't want to watch the fun openly? I don't dare at all. The last time I followed you to join in the fun, the result was that I swallowed the thunder pill with that Yaoqi saint and won the title of the king of predicting farts. If I follow you to join in the fun again, who knows what terrible things will happen. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Yi Xiaogua smiled bitterly. Although this is the case, she dare not say it out loud. My lord. I was wrong. I shouldn't have joined in the fun secretly, and I shouldn't have been angry with my brother with small feet because of such a small matter. Then, Yi Xiaogua didn't explain anything and directly began to admit his mistakes. It's over. How miserable Xiaogua is now, how miserable I will be in the future. Why did I let it slip? Now, I'm done for. Yi Xiaojiao, who was standing by, saw this scene and smiled bitterly. He knew that he was definitely done for. Fuck it. I'm going to die anyway. Then why don't you feel better before you die? At this time, Yi Xiaojiao noticed that Yi Xiaogua was looking at him with a look that wanted to kill him. He gritted his teeth, then looked at Yi Feng and suggested, My lord, Zhu Wuming is so bored playing by himself, otherwise, let Sister Xiaogua play with him, so that he can enjoy the joy of ruining the family better. Xiaojiao, your suggestion is not bad. Tell me what you think. Hearing Yi Xiaojiao's words, Yi Feng's eyes lit up, and then he asked. When Yi Xiaogua heard this, he felt a little uneasy inexplicably, and then looked at Yi Xiaojiao with a threatening look. Although she didn't know what Yi Xiaojiao wanted to do, she dared to guarantee that the other party was definitely not holding back anything good. Although Yi Xiaogua could figure out Yi Xiaojiao's thoughts, because the difference in strength was not very large, it would take some time. My lord. Didn't Sister Xiaogua take the Super Thunder pill before? It can be said that she has mastered the skill of firing cannons to perfection. If you have a pill that can control the power of firing cannons, wouldn't it be very interesting to let her compete with Zhu Wuming in accuracy by firing cannons? At this time, Yi Xiaojiao directly expressed her thoughts. Xiaojiao, this suggestion is good. However, such a fun game may still be a bit boring if there are only two of them. How about this, you come together? Hearing Yi Xiaojiao's proposal, Yi Feng's eyes lit up, and then he agreed directly, and also added Yi Xiaojiao in. I just put forward an idea. How did he bring me in? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Yi Xiaojiao was stunned. He never thought that by pitting Yi Xiaogua, he would also pit himself. This is simply hurting the enemy by 1,000 and hurting himself by 10,000. After all, he will definitely be severely punished by Yi Xiaogua later. Ha ha ha. Xiaojiao. You want to lift a rock to hit my foot, but you never thought that you would hit your own foot too. At this time, Yi Xiaogua's mocking voice rang out from Yi Xiaojiao's mind. Humph. So what? It's okay as long as I can trick you. Hearing Yi Xiaogua's mockery, Yi Xiaojiao responded back unwillingly. At this time, Yi Feng stood up from the rocking chair and walked directly towards Zhu Wuming, who was not far away. Brother Yi. What's wrong? Is there anything? Seeing Yifeng walking towards him, Zhu Wuming also stopped temporarily, and then asked. Brother Zhu. It's boring to throw the magic grass here by yourself. How about playing a little game with my two protectors? As long as you win a game, I will give you 10 blue shadow virtual grasses, and if you win 2 games, I will give you 20, no upper limit. How about it, are you interested? Hearing Zhu Wuming's question, Yifeng also expressed his thoughts. Huh? Can I win more blue shadow virtual grass by playing games? Does happiness come so suddenly? Hearing Yifeng's proposal, Zhu Wuming was directly shocked, but soon, he thought of something, and then hurriedly asked, Brother Yi, what if I lose? No punishment for losing. There is a reward for winning. Hearing Zhu Wuming's question, Yifeng answered directly. What? No punishment for losing? Rewards for winning? This happiness is too strong. After hearing Yifeng's words, Zhu Wuming couldn't believe his ears for a moment. After all, he had lived for thousands of years, but he had never encountered such a good thing. On the other side, when Yifeng and Zhu Wuming were talking about the game, Yi Xiaoguo and Yi Xiaojiao were not idle. Catch them. Whoever you catch, trick him over and fire together. After all, we can't enjoy such a happy thing alone. After messing up several square pieces of soil with names written on one side, Yi Xiaoguo looked at Yi Xiaojiao and urged him. Why do you want me to catch them? This is an offensive thing. I won't catch them. Hearing Yi Xiaoguo's urging, Yi Xiaojiao shook her head and refused. Xiaojiao. Don't say I didn't remind you. If you catch them, I will beat you up with the person who was tricked later. And if you don't catch them, I will call everyone to beat you up later. Think about it carefully. Seeing that Yi Xiaojiao was not going to catch them, Yi Xiaoguo threatened directly. Chapter 939 Lei Tianhua, Xiaozhu, thank you so much. Sister Xiaoguo, are you threatening me? Hearing this, Yi Xiaojiao looked at Yi Xiaoguo with a strange look. I'm just reminding you. But if you think this is a threat, I don't want to argue. Hearing Yi Xiaojiao's words, Yi Xiaoguo also responded with a smug look on his face. What's going on? Could it be that Sister Xiaoguo fired too many shots last time and made herself stupid? Did she forget that I am Yi Xiaojiao, who ranks 10th? Even if she doesn't say anything, everyone will beat me up every day. And she actually threatened me with my daily life? Seeing Yi Xiaoguo's smug look, Yi Xiaojiao was completely stunned. Sister Xiaoguo. I'll grab this. But what I want to say is that I did this not because I was afraid, but because I wanted to save your IQ. If you don't understand what I mean, then think about it carefully. Is there a flaw in the way you threaten me? After saying that, Yi Xiaojiao reached out and took out a stone from the many stones. Not because I was afraid. But I wanted to save my IQ? The way I threatened you just now was a little flawed? Hearing Yi Xiaojiao's strange words, Yi Xiaoguo was stunned, and then she thought about the words of threat just now. Wait a minute. Xiaojiao is the last one in the class, so he will be beaten by everyone every day. Then my threat to him just now is just a joke? Thinking of using Yi Xiaojiao's daily life to threaten him, Yi Xiaoguo's face also showed a trace of embarrassment. Ah. I owe Xiaojiao a favor without knowing it. This favor is not easy to repay. Then, Yi Xiaoguo sighed, and then talked to himself helplessly. Xiaojiao. Who is the one who was drawn? Seeing that Yi Xiaojiao held the stone with the name engraved on it for a long time without saying anything, Yi Xiaoguo also asked with a puzzled look on his face. Sister Xiaoguo. The one who was drawn was Sister Xiaotang. Hearing Yi Xiaoguo's question, Yi Xiaojiao also answered with a wry smile. He really didn't expect that he would draw Yi Xiaotang, who was still in the god realm, by just randomly drawing. What? The one who was drawn was Yi Xiaotang? Hearing this name, Yi Xiaoguo also showed a touch of surprise. She didn't expect that she would draw Yi Xiaotang. Sister Xiaoguo. Sister Xiaotang is not as cool as us. You know, she started taking care of the mistress in Shantian continent, and then went to the upper realm and the god realm. It can be said that she has no time to play at all. And if we still cheat her, isn't it a bit too much? When Yi Xiaoguo was stunned, Yi Xiaojiao's voice sounded from the side. Xiaojiao. You're right. Xiaotang has paid too much, we can't cheat anyone. Before Yi Xiaoguo finished speaking, Yi Xiaojiao interrupted directly, but if we don't cheat Xiaotang, it won't be fair to others. Besides, if we don't cheat Xiaotang, what's the point of our arrest? You said the good. You also said the bad. In the end, you just put the blame on me. You're a good person? Why are you so mean? Hearing what Yi Xiaojiao said, Yi Xiaoguo was so angry that he wanted to strangle the other person to death. Okay. Since you are not a human being, don't blame me for being a dog. Then, Yi Xiaoguo made a decision. What? You said that we are not trying to trick Yi Xiaotang, but taking this opportunity to let her come out to relax. Xiaojiao. I think you are right. Then it's a happy decision, let Yi Xiaotang come and play with us. Just when Yi Xiaojiao was secretly proud of himself, Yi Xiaoguo suddenly said this. When did I say that? How can you still lie with your eyes open? Do you have to be so dog-like? Hearing what Yi Xiaoguo said, Yi Xiaojiao was completely dumbfounded. He really didn't expect that Yi Xiaoguo could do such a dog thing. On the other side. Brother Yi. When does this little game start? I can't hold back the wild power in my body anymore. Thinking that there would be no penalty for losing and more blue shadow grass for winning, Zhu Wuming looked at Yi Feng eagerly and asked. It can start now. Then I'll call them over. Seeing Zhu Wuming's eager look, Yi Feng couldn't help but laugh and said. At this moment, Yi Feng and Zhu Wuming suddenly noticed something, and then they looked to the right together. Huh? Isn't that Xiaotang? Why is she here? When Yi Feng saw that the person who came out of the space crack was Yi Xiaotang, he immediately muttered to himself with a puzzled look on his face. Another protector? Even if you are rich, you don't need to find so many protectors. Hearing Yi Feng's words, Zhu Wuming was shocked. He never thought that there would be so many protectors around Yi Feng, and each protector gave him an extremely dangerous feeling. I don't know if the protectors around Brother Yi are as strong as the Great Elder. I really want to see the domineering scene of the Great Elder fighting against the three protectors alone. The battle scene will definitely be extremely exciting. At this time, Zhu Wuming also thought about this question seriously. Grand Elder Lei Tianhua, Xiao Zhu, thank you so much. Brother Yi. Can I ask what the strengths of the three protectors around you are? Then, Zhu Wuming looked at Yi Feng seriously and asked. What strengths? It's hard to say. However, they should have some trouble facing the 9 tribulations chaos ancestor. Yi Feng was also stunned when he heard Zhu Wuming's question, and then he answered out loud, because he remembered that the system had said that the members of the official prodigal guards would have some trouble facing the top masters of the top plane, and as for the masters of other planes, they would all be killed instantly. Yes. If that's the case, Brother Yi, I want to ask you for something. Hearing this, Zhu Wuming's eyes lit up, and then he looked at Yi Feng. Ask me for something? What? Hearing Zhu Wuming's words, Yi Feng also asked, curiously. Brother Yi. The Dinghe Shenzhen of the Tianwu Sword sect, that is, the Grand Elder of the sect, his strength has stagnated at present. He urgently needs an extreme battle to break through his own limits. So, what I want to ask you is, to let your 3 protectors have a sparring match with the Grand Elder. Soon, Zhu Wuming made his request. Chapter 940 Extreme Reversal. not to mention humans, even dogs can't stand it. Let the Great Elder fight my 3 protectors? Hearing Zhu Wuming's request, Yi Feng was shocked. Although he didn't know how difficult it would be for the members of the Prodigal Guard to face the 9 Tribulations Chaos Ancestor, 3 against 1 would definitely be a complete defeat. What Yi Feng didn't know was that Yi Xiaojiao had just sparred with Lei Tianhua, and they had a lot of fun sparring. Okay. I promise you. Afterwards, I will let my 3 protectors have a fight with Xiaolei, no, with the Grand Elder. Yi Feng thought about it, and finally agreed to Zhu Wuming's request, because he also wanted to know how difficult it would be for the members of the official Prodigal Guards to face the 9 Tribulations Chaos Ancestor. On the other side. What? You said I could come here to relax and have some fun. In the end, you asked me to come here to fire? Hearing what Yi Xiaohua said, Yi Xiaotang was completely dumbfounded. She really didn't expect that the happiness waiting for her would be so happy. Sister Gua. Brother Jiao. I have been helping the mistress practice, and I don't have time to play at ordinary times. But you still messed with me like this, don't you feel guilty? After recovering from her shock, Yi Xiaotang looked at the 2 and started a soul-searching question. Xiaotang. It should hurt. But my conscience has been eaten by Jiaodi. What can I do? I am helpless. Hearing Yi Xiaotang's soul-searching question, Yi Xiaohua shrugged his shoulders and then said helplessly. Who ate your conscience? You are cursing without a single dirty word. Yi Xiaojiao, who was standing by, was so shocked that her eyes almost popped out when she heard this. Sister Tang. Don't look at me. My conscience has been eaten by Gogu. What can I do? I am helpless. Seeing Yi Xiaotang's eyes fall on her, Yi Xiaojiao also hurriedly explained. How can both of them say such things? When did they become so shameless? Hearing what the 2 said, Yi Xiaotang was really convinced. Facing such shameless people, what could she do? She was also helpless. Hey! What are you 3 whispering about over there? Come here quickly. Just then, Yi Feng's voice rang out from not far away. Xiaotang. Why are you here? When the 3 of them came over, Yi Feng looked at Yi Xiaotang and asked. My lord. Sister Xiaohua said there are fun games here, so she asked me to come here to relax. Hearing Yi Feng's question, Yi Xiaotang immediately explained. You want to participate in this game too? Then there are too many people participating. However, this game is currently lacking a referee, otherwise, you can be the referee. Hearing Yi Xiaotang's words, Yi Feng immediately made arrangements. By the way, you can't be a referee for nothing, otherwise, it would be too boring. Let's put it this way. If Brother Zhu loses, there will be no punishment, but if Xiao Gua or Xiao Jiao loses, then some punishment will be imposed. As for how to punish, you decide. At this time, Yi Feng also thought of something, and then looked at Yi Xiaotang and added. I'm a referee? Can I also set punishments for Sister Gua and Brother Jiao? Doesn't that mean that they are directly fish on my chopping board, and I can slaughter them at will? Hearing Yi Feng's words, Yi Xiaotang was so excited that she almost jumped up. She really didn't expect that happiness would come so suddenly and so violently. Yi Xiaogua and Yi Xiaojiao, who were standing aside, were all dumbfounded when they heard this. How could they not have thought that it was not their teammates who pitted them, but their ancestors? Moreover, if they had known that things would turn out like this, they would still be fussing. It would be better to just fire directly. At least there would be no punishment for losing. But now, not only is there an additional punishment, but the right to punish is in the hands of a person who hates them. This extreme reversal is unbearable for both humans and dogs. Xiao Gua. Xiao Jiao. These 2 chaos rings each contain 1,000,000 heaven-shaking pills whose power can be adjusted at will. Next, it depends on your performance. At this time, Yifeng also handed 2 chaos rings to the 2 people, and then he lay down on the rocking chair under the parasol to rest, muttering to himself, "Originally, I was supposed to be the referee, but who would have thought that Xiaotang would come over? This is really a pillow sent to you when you are sleepy. What a coincidence. My 2 lords. The broken grass used as a hidden weapon is over there, you can go and get it. Then, we can start the competition directly." Seeing that Yi Xiaoguo and Yi Xiaojiao stood there and did not take the blue shadow grass, Zhu Wuming kindly reminded them. "Boy. Although you can pick Yi Feihua and then hit the target from a distance. But we don't need it. Because we can cyclone Dantian and then hit the target from a distance." Hearing Zhu Wuming's reminder, Yi Xiaoguo didn't know how to explain for a while Yi Xiaojiao stepped forward and explained directly. I was holding the broken flower and swung it. But what does your cyclone Dantian mean by boom boom boom? After hearing Yi Xiaojiao's explanation, Zhu Wuming showed a look of confusion, because he didn't understand what the other party meant by this. 3. I have marked the center of the trunks of the 3 big trees over there. Also, I have set up a simple defensive formation that allows you to continuously attack the 3 big trees. However, in order to make this little game more interesting, I have added a rule, that is, the 3 of you need to cover your eyes with black cloth, and you cannot use your spiritual sense when throwing hidden weapons. At this time, Yi Xiaotang came back from a distance, and at the same time looked at the 3 people and explained some situations and added a rule. Master Xiaotang. You are still good at playing. No wonder Brother Yi asked you to be the referee. If there is no additional rule, then with the help of spiritual sense and eyes, it would be really difficult for the 3 of us to tell the winner, because at such a short distance, the 3 of us will definitely hit the target 100%. Hearing what Yi Xiaotang said, Zhu Wuming also expressed his thoughts with excitement. Hey! Xiaotang is going to kill us. After hearing the additional rules, Yi Xiaoguo and Yi Xiaojiao looked at each other and smiled bitterly. Then, they turned around and bent down, preparing to fire. As for covering their eyes with black cloth, they didn't need to, because they were facing away from the target.